How many Zagackis do we now have around here? Because Tony Zagacki is rivaling Mike's complicated legacy Zagacki.
Thank you, Don.
For quality of content.
Yeah, 15, 10, 5.
And Chris Cody is trying to get into the mix here so that we can create finally an angelic chorus of Zagackis.
If you have 3, do you have 1?
It's pretty good, man. For yours to make Tony's laugh, I want to hear a debate between all of them. At one point.
Do we have a bro Zagacki?
That's you, Roy.
Williams and Cadillac.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it's just easy to do.
Probably. Don't give away the trade secrets.
Yes.
Dan, why don't you try?
No.
Elder.
No, I don't want to try. But I drove home yesterday, and I'm spinning through the satellite.
Bro Zagacki's a good bit.
It is a good
Just
bit. I want
file that one
all
away,
of them
yeah.
talking amongst each other at some point. I wouldn't think that the complicated legacy Joe Zagackis would like Bro Zagacki.
Oh, what are you doing? I'm fine.
We're
Fine.
all one, Dan.
We are all
Publicly, I like him.
Unity.
unity. It's on the back of the helmet for a reason.
I'm
well said.
I'm driving home, and
I am good with everything. I am an ally. I'm good with them getting jobs, provided that they are as experienced as other people. Like, we don't have to make special exceptions. Come on now.
It's got a point.
I'm driving. And them agreeing. People say we live in an echo chamber, that our show has too much of an echo chamber. Them, like, hard.
Just saying, like, sometimes you're insulting Eric Bieniemy.
Them having a hearty agreement.
Making a lot of good points.
Oh, that's such a good show. We don't have a pipeline right now to conservative audience. We could get it by
You know you want to hire Dan Lanning? Hire Dan Lanning. What's a problem?
So I'm driving home, okay, and there are 7 or 8 satellite sports channels, and the one that it's on is a college channel that says spin the wheel, and they're spinning a wheel of serious topics. And oddly enough, they spun it, and Michigan, Ohio State came up, and then they talked about that game. I'd like to spin the wheel, our wheel, with complicated legacy Joe Zagacki and his chorus of Zagackis. Is it possible that we can bring out our wheel so that the complicated legacy Zagacki can make a fully flourishing peacock appearance on the show, debuted not to our audience, but as a signature character on our show with his own segment?
Yes, provided that I can pick the topics.
Well, what's the wheel? The wheel chooses the topics.
But I put the sort of topics on the wheel and we spin it.
Right.
And it's presented to you by Gus Machado Ford. If you buy a Ford, buy it from Gus.
Okay, spin the wheel. What do you want to tell us what
By
the
the way,
topics
you
are?
can use these topics for your Thanksgiving dinner. Great conversation starters.
Noche buena, too.
It's my favorite holiday. Everyone knows, of course, this is when the Indians willingly gave over the country to the white man. And we gave them measles.
That's historically accurate.
That's in the books that are allowed in this state. Spin the wheel.
Only white meat for me.
What are the
Wow. Incredible.
Wait, what are the topics? What are the total topics before
There are 3 topics on this wheel. It's more of a triangle.
Just 3.
Wow.
Let's say Ichiro.
You're not going to... It does say Ichiro Suzuki.
What?
We'll begin with you, Dan. Dan, what do you make of Ichiro Suzuki throwing 9 shutout innings, striking out 9 against a high school girls team in Japan?
I wish I could partner with a betting site that would offer $1 million to any of our listeners.
Oh, no, that's topic number 2.
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
A Patriot has offered $1 million to any high school boys team to face the Las Vegas Aces. That was topic 2. Yeah. Again, try these out at Thanksgiving dinner. They're great conversation starters. And finally, topic 3.
Wait a minute, but we got to spin the wheel. So
you blew it.
You're not.
And you gave me no take on Ichiro dominating a 50-year-old man. Documented. I believe he's 50.
He threw a complete game.
He is 50,
he's
right?
not a pitcher. He's got a giant arm. He's more than 50. Isn't he older than 50? Is he just turned 50? I think of Ichiro.
50 years old.
Okay, big arm.
You know, my grandpappy would be really angry at me when I say this, but Japan has it figured out. No.
Roy, I need Bro Zagacki to stay in character, please. I'm trying to talk to a chorus of Zagackis here. So
I'm sorry.
This isn't exactly Blake Snell. Come on, ladies. Come on. Let's be serious. Do you want to talk about a Patriot ponying up $1 million? No? All right, final topic.
Wait, I don't think you explained correctly.
Final
enough.
topic.
Okay.
Final topic here. And Dan, I believe this is a cause you can champion with your platform. Jim Irsay has lodged a complaint.
I'm listening.
He feels he was racially profiled by the authorities.
Racially profiled?
Yes, as a white billionaire. His words, actual topic.
For having cash and opiates in the back of his car?
Allegedly,
you're
Dan.
right.
Allegedly.
Editorializing.
What-
Could have been vitamins.
And those drugs are fine, provided a doctor gives them to you.
How about what
We're
about
talking about white collar.
what about the
Street drugs, though. Stop that.
$26,000 in cash? Or however
That's
much.
like Jim Irsay having a 10 lying around. Come on. You want to talk about that? You're always caping up for the athletes when they're talking to... By the way, Kelly Oubre lied.
He was profiled by authorities
It
as
appears like he lied.
possibly having thousands of dollars in cash and drugs in his
They
car.
can't find the car.
They just assume. I mean, I do just assume that a white billionaire does have that lying around.
So you don't want to talk Kelly Oubre. Not enough people have the guts.
Why are you pointing at the camera? You're pointing
Because
at
I'm
the
pointing
camera.
to ESPN.
Do you have the guts,
They've gone all
ESPN?
woke. They've gone all woke. Kelly Oubre clearly lying, allegedly. Are you familiar with the story?
There's video, yes.
There's a Ring video doorbell. I have no idea how. Can we talk about how TMZ got the Ring video
Let's talk-
doorbell?
let's
That
talk-
is like, come on. Who is? This is an inside job.
Who is the insider? What are the roots of this story? How is it that Kelly Oubre is now just being associated with a story that is him not necessarily looking like he was hit while riding around on a bicycle?
So Kelly Oubre has found a nice little lane. Thank you, Joe, for the topic.
Joe really got us started there. I was hoping to hear more from Joe on those three topics.
Seems like every time he talked, you had nothing for him on these big, meaty, juicy topics.
I thought the point of it
You
was for
fancy
him.
yourself a critical thinker, yet you're afraid of certain hard-hitting topics.
Put yourself out there.
Too truthful.
My
Truth hurts.
The thing that hurt me in this segment is I really did think that this was a showcase for Joe Zagackis and Bro Zagacki and all the Joe Zagackis to give me their opinions on those things. I didn't think I was needed in this particular segment. I thought it was a segment featuring the complicated legacy Joe Zagacki.
I say he was right.
Typical of the media.
Should we all go at
Always
once?
spinning. Spin zone. Dan Le Batard, spin master.
Spin zone.
Yes, I
Mike
think
Lindell wins a ruling. We don't hear about it. We don't want to talk about it when he wins.
you're really talking to that camera. You are really playing to that camera
He's
right
talking
now.
to you, Don.
Talking to you, Don. Don Le Batard. So Kelly Oubre said, who's found a nice little niche for himself, a nice little role player for Philadelphia, 3-and-D guy. He's playing pretty well for them. And then came the report that he was injured in a hit and run, hurt his chest in a hit and run accident. And that was a report. The details were a little weird at the time. Not a lot there. A couple days later, the police come out with a statement saying, the local authorities come out with a statement saying, we have no evidence of this happening. There's no car that we've seen. We've scanned the traffic light cameras, and we haven't seen this alleged incident. Then comes a TMZ Sports post, a Ring video doorbell of Kelly Oubre entering his home with a BMX bike. Now, I've learned since that Kelly Oubre is reputed to be a BMX rider, loves riding his bike, and there has since been reported details in his contract that say if he gets hurt riding this bike, there's language in his contract that says he'd be subject to some sort of penalty. Could potentially void the contract. So it certainly benefits Kelly Oubre to keep up appearances that he was hit by a car, because the evidence would suggest that he injured himself in a bike accident. However, what is interesting to me here is how ESPN has covered it. They've been very careful to not mention these other theories out there. And initially, I was paying attention to what the bottom line was saying. That initially it went from he claimed to have been hit by a car to now they're definitively saying Oubre was hit by a vehicle. That's changed because while they didn't come out and say there was this whole other theory out there, they kind of danced around it and protected themselves. Now the Sixers and Kelly Oubre are all kind of holding this line that it was a car. Now it very well may have been a car. It could have been a car. And the Ring video doorbell is circumstantial. But why the change? Why does it benefit everybody if it wasn't? I know why it benefits Kelly Oubre. I don't understand why ESPN is shying away from the conversation. Journalistically, they may just decide there's not enough there. But if I want to put on my aluminum hat and see how ESPN has covered the Sixers, who have given them a great deal of information, and how the James Harden trade request was treated as opposed to the Damian Lillard one, I'm kind of confused as to how this one is being covered because there seems to be enough there to explore some of these other scenarios.
Not being covered.
Yeah, I don't understand why we're not having that conversation about Kelly Oubre, and this is something that is exclusively living in comment sections at this point.
Well, what can be discussed responsibly there without being reckless speculation? Because you've been careful with what some of your language is here. Like, who has motive to make sure that all of this looks one way? Like, who's being protected? You're making the allegation that something is not journalistically sound here, as ESPN has to tell its insiders, hey, you're not allowed to gamble. That's not allowed anymore. And as we've seen what the insiders do in news gathering stuff that'll make you uncomfortable journalistically, because still ESPN remains in the journalism business, but they don't have to. They don't have to do everything ethically.
Right. Well, right now there are rumors abound and circumstantial evidence suggesting that an NBA player made up getting hit by a car. And I think that's an interesting talking point, and it's being totally avoided altogether. Stugotz.
Yo.
Want to go ATS?
Oh, do I ever? Oh, my God.
We're all doing really well in this game, except for Dan, who we ruled no longer eligible for the grand prize.
But a big weekend. So many games to choose from. Dan's not eligible?
No, he's still in it.
What?
No, he's out.
Striking distance.
No, he's not even within that.
What about the Moneyball
Because you're
week?
looking at possible points remaining at this point.
I got an email from DraftKings, and they're like, stop letting Dan do it.
Yeah,
Wow. That bad.
So bad.
Yeah.
I'm coming around on the music. I've got to admit
great.
it.
It's great.
I am coming around on the music.
It's time for
Against the spread.
And it's all brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Bro Zagacki singing is where we had the lane for Bro Zagacki was singing his thoughts.
Against the spread.
Maybe it wasn't.
Use
I
code
wasn't
Dan
singing.
when you sign up on the app for a limited time offer for new customers. That's at DraftKings Sportsbook. Dan, we're skipping your ass.
What?
Yeah, no, I don't want to hear his bad picks.
Give him a shot.
Dan, will you
We'll
not
come
only
to him at the end.
will you not only pick a winner but promise to deliver your winner in the proper enthusiastic voice?
Everyone better hedge this, too.
Like this.
Till death do you part.
Okay, I will attempt.
Wow.
I will attempt in the spirit of Thanksgiving, in the spirit of camaraderie, and in the spirit of work families who talk things through and differences are set aside because there is love in the air during the spirit of Christmas.
It was a simple yes or no question.
John Smith
Right.
will love that, Dan.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Stugotz, kick us off.
in honor of Christ.
I will, Mike. This weekend, you know what's happening? The game is happening. The game.
Oh.
Michigan, Ohio State, Ann Arbor. I've never believed in Ohio State the entire year. I think Michigan is the best team in the country. I'm including Alabama. Michigan, -3.5. I am taking the Wolverines against
What about Georgia?
What about them?
Just they're not in the conversation.
Something's off in Athens. I don't know what it is. But
The Bulldogs.
Yeah,
It hasn't looked very off.
they've won like 30 straight regular season games.
Looks pretty on right now.
It
actually.
looks off like the first 8 minutes of that ball game.
Right.
They
know.
love falling behind 7-0.
that's
They
it,
spot
though.
you 7.
Yes, and then as I mentioned, then
Tear your hearts
then,
out.
48-7.
when I've bet the other side, it's second quarter. It's 24-7 now, and they've got the ball at the 19-yard line of the other team.
You
That's
got
been
something
the whole
called
season.
McConkey
Yeah.
running into the end zone.
I keep betting
45
something's
yards.
a note off on Georgia, and it's like, oh no, it isn't. No, there goes my money. Woo! Woo! There I had Tennessee. What? They're getting 9. Come on! Oh, look out! Oh, they're not going to score anymore at all. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm tempted to take Georgia Tech here after that setup. I will pass.
Okay.
And speaking of something not being right, something is not right at Arrowhead Stadium. I just don't like these Kansas City Chiefs right now, and I'm sure
Agreed.
they'll figure out their offense, but not this week. That is too many points, and the Kansas City Chiefs historically not good at covering big spreads. Antonio Pierce has those Las Vegas Raiders clicking on all cylinders, so we're
Does
firing.
he? Are they clicking or firing?
They're firing on all cylinders.
Are they?
Different. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
they are.
No,
Are
they.
Are you sure?
They're 3-0 ATS with Antonio Pierce.
But that-
so
okay,
I
so-
think he will
okay.
remain perfect ATS.
Right.
I'm taking the Raiders against the spread. Bro Zagacki, you're next.
All right, the Boston Bruins are
That's
playing.
Roy.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
That's
Those-
not Bro Zagacki.
The Boston Bruins are playing the Florida Panthers tonight. The Panthers are at home. They are.
Oh, that's Kermit the Frog now.
Bro Z.
It's got to be a limited impersonation.
It's a limited impersonation.
Kermit the Frog here.
The Boston Bruins are playing the Florida Panthers tonight. The Panthers are a home dog on the puck line by 1.5 goals, and the Panthers, the puck line.
No, I was saying an underdog at home. The Panthers are good. We know they're good.
Very
Don't
slight.
disrespect the Panthers.
Very slight, but he's taking puck line. He's laying some juice.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Down the middle, Roy.
Well, hold on. Isn't this going to be the basis of your pregame show today?
Yes.
Don't give away the goods now.
Okay. Well, I
Pick a
actually
different
have-
game, man.
I actually have to say this.
Yeah, you're calling the game. You can't pick it.
Yes.
Alexander Barkov will not play tonight.
Marky.
Makes you emotional.
Despite that fact, I'm going with the Panthers against
The
the
spread.
Come on now.
Very
You guys have to do this.
vulnerable.
You guys have to do
All right,
Yeah,
no,
they
give
left
us a
you
chance.
hanging.
We'll do it all together. Go ahead.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Against the
Spread.
against
Roy,
the
you
spread.
got to own it.
I gotta own it. How am I gonna own it when you guys are not
If
helping
we
me?
stop, you stay strong. Look,
Okay.
I'll do it. You guys all stop here.
All right.
It's called Against the Spread.
Oh, no.
You were
I was
supposed to
showing.
stop.
God damn it. All right.
Tony,
Dan,
your fake
the
Joe
Miami
Zagacki
Hurricanes.
is
Dan,
great.
I'm
It's
not done.
great.
The Miami Hurricanes heading to Boston College. They are giving 8 points.
The Boston,
Boston College.
Eagles.
The Boston College.
Did you not know that they were the Eagles?
The
Golden Eagles.
I love Eagles.
The-
I got caught.
The Boston College.
Thank you. Miami is giving 8 points, and I will be taking the Miami Hurricanes for a legacy game for
Homer.
Mario Cristobal.
Legacy.
Homer pick.
Don,
Legacy. Back to you, Don.
-8. You're going with the Homer
does he
pick.
like?
going with the Homer pick.
Thought he was taking
Okay.
BC for a second.
No,
Again.
no, hold on.
the spread.
Legacy game for Mario Cristobal. He needs this one worse than ever. And we are taking the Miami Hurricanes against the spread.
The timing is a little off there.
Yeah.
Chris Cody,
Back to you, Josh Arrow.
Dolphins -10. Not a homer.
Homer pick. Another Homer pick.
Lock it up.
I just realized it is a triple header on Friday.
Yes.
You start your day off with the Canes, midday portion, Miami Dolphins, and then you close out your wonderful Black Friday with the Cesta Cyclones
Talk dirty to me.
taking on the Dahata Devils. Cesta Cyclones can basically clinch a playoff spot on Friday.
What do you mean, basically?
Because I mean,
Can they or
if
can't
if
they?
If they get blanked,
Oh.
it's not win
Isn't
loss,
the
it's
Friday
possible
night
points.
game in college football, isn't like Virginia Tech or something? Isn't it always one of those football games? I know it's not local.
Talking about the Cesta
I know. I
Cyclones.
don't want you to talk about the Cesta Cyclones. I want you to
Cones.
talk about how Fridays.
Is that who you're going against?
It's
the spread with?
Oregon State
The
this
Civil,
year.
the
That's
Civil
number one.
War. I have thoughts on the Civil War.
Yeah, what side were you on?
Do you? I'm surprised that wasn't up on the wheel. Your thoughts on the Civil War. I'm surprised that we didn't get to that. Do you have to get to mine? Are we done? Or are you
No,
gonna...
Billy.
Billy.
Top dog.
I'm gonna take the Giants plus 3.5 against the Patriots.
Woof.
Oof.
Nah, I saw something in Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh,
the spread.
Brought to you by like Gus Machado Ford.
Bill Belichick is turned into a coach you're not trusting after a bye week.
That against the Giants
Against
and Tommy
Tommy
DeVito.
DeVito.
Against Tommy DeVito, but the Giants are not favored. They're
No,
underdogs.
plus 3.5.
Yeah,
Plus
so-
3.5, right?
So he likes the points. He likes Belichick to.
He's
eke
very
one
good
out.
at this. Right now, I checked the standings. He is top dog.
Really?
He is top dog.
How in God's name
The Duke.
are we in a situation where you don't trust Bill Belichick against DeVito? That people out here, I understand that the Patriots
They're bad. I mean,
don't look very good to you, but what is Belichick taking away from the Giants if he's taking away one thing? There's only
He's taking away Saquon.
You don't trust. You don't trust. Okay, so that leaves you with DeVito.
Yeah, and he's been great.
And
No, he just had
Well,
one
He had a
game.
he had a glimmer.
What's
Still
Billy
got
B
shimmer.
working with? You know what I mean? Like,
Stugotz.
Yeah, 3
You're
touchdowns,
the
no
host. You're
interceptions.
the host of God Bless Football.
Listen, he's been really good.
Dan, are you picking the Patriots Giants game?
is that what it is?
Is that what you're doing? Because you're providing a lot of analysis on that. If that's your pick against the spread, I'd be happy.
Who
with
is the quarterback? Is it Zappy for who is playing quarterback?
it. It's
for
not
Bill
Tom
Belichick?
Brady.
Sounds like you're scared now.
Yeah.
No,
All right,
I'm not.
Dan has the Patriots.
No, I'm taking
We're
the
giving
Patriots.
them the
Yeah,
I'm
Patriots.
taking the Patriots.
All right,
Again.
deliver it though.
Against-
Come on,
All
one,
right.
two,
I've got the
three.
Patriots. Can I buy the half point? I can't buy that.
No,
Oh, the hook.
Minus 3.5 against the spread. It's good music. I do like it. I have to salute you. And speaking of football, Stugotz, on the way in today, I heard Mike Florio create a totally new category for In the Mix, In the Hunt, and he just invented it right on the spot.
Really?
Yes, I knew you'd be excited about this.
Very excited.
Yeah, Mike Florio has said that if Washington had won last week against the very great Tommy DeVito, they would be, quote, dangerously close to the fringes of the playoff conversation.
Wow.
End quote. Dangerously close to the fringes of the
What a category.
But if they'd won, if they had to
But
win.
they didn't.
They did not win.
So they're not there.
No, but they were dangerously. It's a new
OLI,
category.
right.
It is, but it's not OLI. It's if they had won last week, they'd be dangerously close to the fringes of the playoff.
Not dangerously
conversation.
close to the conversation,
Right.
to the fringes of the
If they
conversation.
won last week, right.
If they'd won last week, they did not because the Commanders are confusing. Even though Tony falls in love every weekend with a different Sam Howell. Every weekend, you
It's
fall
the
in love
same
with.
Sam Howell. The problem is he has different sides of him. He's like Two-Face, where it's like one week you look at Sam Howell and he's like, dude, he's amazing. The other week he has 4 fumbles, 17 interceptions, and 800 sacks. And you're like,
He's been sacked.
What can I do with that?
He's been sacked like 60 times.
He does take. He holds the ball too long.
Sometimes.
No, often. The problem with Sam Howell largely is he's not being decisive enough. He looks fine when he's just throwing into that Frankenstein Logan Thomas in that one place where you can hit a 6-7
6
person.
yards per pass.
That's right. But he's often getting sacked because that's also covered because it's Logan Thomas.
He leads the NFL in passing yardage.
That's what
And BTTs.
That's what Tony falls in love with. But he throws interceptions and also takes a ton of sacks, and you can't have all of those things be the same thing, or you're dangerously close to the fringes of the playoff conversation. Only if you'd beaten Tommy DeVito, which you didn't.
You know who's now dangerously close to the fringes of the playoff conversation?
Who?
Denver.
They are.
They are now dangerously close. They're
They
not
win
quite
this
in it.
week.
Well, they won last week.
Why is he here? Why is he a bucking Bronco? Why was Joe? What happened?
Like Jim Irsay, once you pop, you can't stop.
Is that right?
Allegedly.
Is that true?
No, this one's confirmed.
Dangerously close Broncos. I believe the Broncos are in the mix. I believe they've graduated to
Well,
in
they're
the mix.
5-5, like
They're-
everyone else.
But they're
Yes.
in the hunt.
I
That
agree,
doesn't
yes.
mean dangerously close to the fringes of the playoff conversation. That's Washington if they'd beaten New York.
But-
that means in the mix. That's firmly in the mix.
I think if Vegas won last week, they'd be dangerously close to the fringe conversation.
Yeah.
No, they'd be 6-5 and better than the Broncos. They'd be in the hunt, firmly in the hunt.
That's a fair point, but
They
they
beat the
lost.
Bills.
Well,
Yeah.
who do you like this week? Broncos or Browns?
Ooh. For the fringes, huh?
It's
The Browns are not in the fringes.
Oh, the Browns are not good. The Browns aren't going
The
anywhere.
Browns are
Get out
in
of
the
here.
playoffs.
Not
right
how
now.
this game
Keep
works.
an eye on
They're the
DTR.
five seed
Stop
right
Keep an eye
now.
on DTR.
Stop it.
They're the 5
Project
seed.
a little bit. I
Stugotz,
mean,
they're 7-3.
yeah, they're not good.
we're definitely making it.
Stugotz doesn't understand the game.
Yeah.
What? What did I say? I have a massive announcement
Really?
for this show. Yeah.
Oh,
It concerns every single one of you.
really?
No, I'm not talking about Max.
We should have had a massive announcement yesterday. We underplayed that. That's a big deal that all of a sudden an hour of ours is going to be on Max.
Yeah, that's real cool.
You
Very
getting paid
visible.
more, or what's happening there?
You know, we'll have those discussions later, Stugotz.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. I thought that was the big announcement.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? I can I reveal something? Can I reveal something that happened on my headphones? A private conversation that I was having with Stugotz on the air.
You can.
We were talking about.
Were you asking me?
like all these
What
side?
if I said no?
You're good for it. This is on brand.
I am totally good for
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I know the exact conversation you're talking about.
We were talking about all these alternate broadcasts that are very in vogue right now about the McAfee watch parties, the Kevin Hart potentially a Manning cast, and Stugotz told me in my headphones while we were having a conversation, he's like, "This is a great opportunity to promote ours," and I was like, "Yeah, wait, what? Our what?" It's like our broadcasts. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He thought with these Miller Lite reads that I'd been doing that I was promoting the Monday Night Football watch party was something that we'd be doing here in the studio and providing an alternate broadcast. When I thought it was very clear. We're having a party.
Right.
We're having a party.
Yep.
And here are the details on the party.
I thought it was a watch-along.
Yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
be watching the game. It's going to be awkward if that game gets flexed out. I'm going to need Will Levis to look like Dan Marino.
Have you seen the
That's
other
when-
games on the schedule that week?
It's going to be
There's
hard.
some beauties
You
on
don't want to
there.
take off the Dolphins. Come
There's 2 Monday Night Football games that
Yeah.
week, so we should be safe.
December 11th, 2023. No matter who's playing that that night, we certainly hope it's the Miami Dolphins. Miller Lite and Dollar Shave Club are giving you the opportunity to come party with us. Wow. All right? We had our contest. So many people signed up. So there's a lot of interest. Free. We are giving you a free party to hang out with us, and it's all going down in Dolphin Mall. Dolphin Mall. There's this great space. I checked it out over the weekend called Vivo Miami with an outdoor stage, 2 brand new great sports bars.
That's old school Miami, man. That's
Yeah.
in an old mall. That's getting
it's
it
not
done
old.
right
Not
there.
old, not old mall.
I mean,
Very new mall.
Very new mall.
Probably
I
the
think
newest
it's
mall.
International
mall.
maybe.
Yeah, you're
All-
thinking
Or
international.
Mall of the Americas.
all
the
mall-
Omni.
Midway Mall.
No,
The Omni.
You're wrong here. You're just wrong.
The mall,
It's brand new.
the mall in general is an old concept. Forgive me.
Yes.
Just the concept of the mall is
Yes.
old.
We
My
will
bad.
we'll offer up that conceit. Malls are an old
Malls are
concept.
old, yes.
Yeah,
Great-
yeah.
great
This
take.
mall,
Yes,
very
yes,
new.
Yes.
That's definitely
This mall,
New mall,
This
right.
mall is new, and this wing of the mall is especially new, brand spanking new. We're not opening it, Tony.
Oh, we're
but
not?
you
It was
can-
a soft launch before we got there.
Right.
Now we're opening
Now
it.
it's a hard line.
They have
Come watch Jags Browns with us.
No,
No,
it's not Jags
no.
Browns. Right now, it's presently slated
Could be a good game though.
to be Titans Dolphins.
The Browns stink.
Hopefully.
Come on, that's a little harsh. They're pretty. We're a little feisty team.
We.
It's free to the public. All ages. All ages, folks. Come on out here. I'm expecting this place to be packed.
We are not doing Moss this year. That was something that we did with my brother. This is the party we're having around the holidays this year.
Come watch Bills Chiefs.
And
That's the game.
We hope it's
That's the game.
We hope it's the Dolphins.
We hope it's the Bills and Chiefs, actually.
Or,
It's
I mean,
been-
that's fine too.
It has been a very long time since we haven't had a free to the public, all ages party. There's usually been ticketed events to this, or we've had, because of capacity issues, had to close it off. This is your first opportunity in a really long time to watch a game with us, hang out with us, celebrate the show, and we're doing it deep in the heart of Dade County and Doral. All right, we're doing this in Dolphin Mall, so we hope to see you all there. It's happening December 11th, and it all comes brought to you by Miller Lite and Dollar Shave Club. So excited to go out there and touch the people.
Stugotz, Mike Ryan had awkward conversations trying to get Dave Wanstedt to try and do a cameo in endorsement of our football musical.
Right.
And all I heard of his part of the conversation, Dave Wanstedt was asking a lot of questions from the golf course off because he was used to our show making fun of him, and he distrusts our motives. So I heard Mike Ryan sort of not apologizing for, but explaining that Wani McStashes, the restaurant that we opened that had chicken fingers the shape of mustaches, and was meant to celebrate the fact that he had a vanilla offense with no nuts, and we put it on the menu. That he was explaining to him that we were not making fun of Dave Wannstedt.
It was a tribute.
That we when we do watch parties, we try to do them correctly. And Wani McStashes was just a theme for a party. That's all we were doing there creatively.
I'm following along.
And a great theme, yeah. I mean, perhaps our best event ever.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right, trying to see where Dan goes with this. Hold on.
But we haven't done this in a while, and we opened a restaurant to do a watch party, and this is what we're doing. In the spirit of Wani McStashes, we are doing a watch party with our audience.
That, I believe, was 17 years ago.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Where we turned a quarter deck into Wani McStashes.
So you're resurrecting the spirit of it.
Yes,
with
17 years later.
We got there.
17 years later. That's the spirit I'm trying to resurrect.
Yep.
Thank you, Dan, for the vine. Hey, we got goodie bags. We'll be giving stuff away. There's a nice stage, a Miller Lite stage. Like
And
I
you
said.
can meet Dave Wannstedt.
Yes.
Yeah. What?
No.
No.
Well, then I
Maybe
completely
we'll
missed the
invite
point.
But we will
Sorry.
be giving
I
away
missed that story,
the
then.
grand prize
Which is?
to the lead dog of Again.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Massive
There
prize.
What is it?
There will also be a live after the game with Roy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And
David Jork at the Hockey News.
it's a mystery prize. We will all find out together at the very same moment.
I don't know what
this
it is.
prize
I don't
You
like
keep saying
mystery
it's a
prizes.
Billy's in the
prize.
lead right now?
Billy's in the lead.
Wow.
I don't like mystery
But you were
prizes.
right there. Roy,
I
you're
am?
right there too.
Wow. All right.
Everybody but Dan has a shot at this.
Billy, can you please tell me of
Maybe it's Dave Wannstedt.
Can
Maybe
you-
that's the prize.
Can you please tell me
It's a
of
mystery.
the stupid thing growing or not growing in your fridge?
Well, yeah, I mean, punchline's ruined, but I don't know if you guys see these things on social media that you think I got to try that. I fell for one of those, and I currently am working on something that I fully know is not going to work whatsoever.
Let's work backwards on this. What could be growing in his fridge?
Okay.
Like
I
one
know
of
what's
those,
growing in my fridge.
one of those out of control potatoes.
Really? You're putting in your fridge.
Yeah,
You've
you
got
keep it fresh,
you've got
yeah.
marijuana
I was gonna
growing
say,
in the
I
cold.
don't think
Is
you
that
know
right?
how to grow marijuana.
Okay,
No, you grow it, then you keep it fresh in the fridge.
Is that-
Yeah.
I've heard that, but it's
Trust
not.
me.
That's not how it's done.
Trust me.
I don't
Tupperware.
Maybe
I'm using
Tupperware.
Tupperware too.
Listen, I'm
Just
a
to
cagey
dry it
vet.
out.
Yeah.
Glass
What,
of plastic.
what part of the process is this?
Just trust me. Okay?
I think we can't trust you. If we've learned nothing else around this show, you're not to be trusted.
It's the dry out. With weed, I can be trusted. Yeah. Dry out phase.
So you guys have never tried like hacks that you see on like Instagram, Twitter,
I've tried a
TikTok,
bunch,
any of those?
Billy. Why are you looking directly at me?
No, I'm just asking the room. I'm curious because I'm going to be made fun of when I admit what it is that I'm currently cooking up. In
I've
my
got
fridge.
something in my fridge right now that is a potion that I created.
A potion.
Yeah, a potion.
Potion.
Yeah.
You have a potion in your fridge?
I have a potion in my fridge.
Like
yeah.
a
For
witch?
what? Yeah.
So what I did was, as you did on social media, you saw something, and I was like, hey, you know what? I have the ingredients to do this thing. And it was supposed to be, Dan, I feel like you can connect with this, a holistic cough remedy potion, right? So what you do is you take an entire onion and you chop it up and you put it in a mason jar. And
makes
then
you
take,
cry.
No, and then you take honey and then you squeeze a ton of honey in it, and it's supposed to make this potion between the onions and the healing properties of the onion with the honey. It's supposed to soothe like sore throats and coughs and stuff like that. It's a natural remedy.
My mother passed down from abuela is apple cider and honey, but if you get a scratch in your throat, it's some sort of organic Latin recipe for curation. Yeah.
Exactly. So
It was reported in my head that it's supposed to be garlic, so you may have used the wrong.
no, that's
ingredients
for
in
a
your
different
potion.
thing. No, that's for a different thing.
got it.
Yeah, there's two. You can have a garlic one. You can have a
But this
honey
is
one.
different than Billy's
Different
thing.
potion, yeah.
Sir, you're
Different
trying.
potion.
You're, but that's not a. You're okay. So
Do you have a vial that you have it in? Like
No,
what
it's
do
a
you,
big. It's like a mason jar. It's like a big mason
You
jar
know,
with a screw
speaking
top.
of mason jars, guys, if you want to ever save your fruits, I'm very big on like the mom hacks on Instagram right now. I mom hack the crap out of things. So like strawberries, blueberries, they all go bad very quickly. But if you slice them up, you clean them, and then you put them in a mason jar, they'll last like 2 weeks. Save some money. You don't
what's
have
in
to buy.
your fridge, Billy?
Right
Tupperware
now, I'm
probably works
currently
better.
trying to grow a gummy bear to be the size of a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade float, because that's what I've seen has happened. Yeah, you put a gummy bear in this little thing of water, then you put some salt, and then it grows 800 times
Some
the
salt.
size.
Is there any like measurements, or it's just kind of eyeballing?
That's where I was skeptical. There weren't clear instructions. It was just like put a gummy bear in, then you pull some salt, and then a 5-pound gummy bear comes out of there.
Are you hoping to get home to like it bursting out of your fridge?
I'm worried.
wife
I'm
calls him.
worried that it's gonna grow and like blow up my fridge, and then like my wife will be like, "What just?"
That's more dangerous than what Greg Cody does.
Well, it's fake. Also, is what I've learned very quickly is that clearly these videos are doctored.
My
and they
potion
just
also-
buy a
This
giant
one is
gummy
not
bear.
doctored. Thank you, video team, for immediately
What's wrong with what's
emerging
happening
with the
here?
video of a barefoot
Why is that chair there?
Greg Cody frying his turkey. This is going to be again tomorrow. See, that is close to the boiling oil.
Look at the low. How
You're right.
slow he's lowering.
You're
it.
right
in
about
the
the nail,
garage.
like scraping the asphalt.
If
It's
you
like
kn-
the Raptors in Jurassic
If you-
Park
if
when
you
they
look-
get into the kitchen, it
Yeah.
just starts going.
If you look really closely, you can see the orange cone behind it. Like it's just the most useless cone.
That's
in
way
history.
too close. I mean,
It should be on the other side, blocking
Correct,
people
yeah.
from.
preventing them from
It's
getting
just
there.
the most useless cone ever.
My favorite part about this video is the one gigantic piece of oil that comes out of there and just narrowly misses his foot.
And he thinks all of this is safe. Look at the battering that cazuela has taken, by the way. Holy shit.
I
That
mean,
thing has been
that's
in
where
his
the
life
flavor
for
is.
Second to
50
the
years.
feet.
The fact that that's on the outside tells you this isn't as safe as you seem to think it is.
It's not safe at all.
A lot
It's
of overflow.
Burning,
We've
it's
only
burning
done it
oil.
every year for 12 years.
Those
but
feet
you're right,
are
not
not
safe at all.
proportional. The feet are not proportional.
The barefoot part of
He's
it.
like all feet.
It
It's
is a
crazy.
thick foot. Where's the ankle?
It's like
He's got
It
no.
goes,
Goes
straight
from
his
foot to
wallet.
shin.
It goes straight from the knee to the bottom of
if
the
you
foot.
told me that
Cankles,
that was
yeah.
a Hollywood prosthetic, I'd believe you.
In a horror movie.
It doesn't fit the rest of his body.
No, a Hollywood prosthetic in a horror
He wouldn't
movie.
even feel it if the oil hit that foot.
You know what? You're right. The oil would whimper and go someplace else. The oil would be like, that is too rotten a place
Crawl
for me
away
to
like
exist.
The symbiote venom suit.
That foot, the bottom of that foot hasn't been cleaned in so many years. And
If
it's been
I
walking
just-
across this dirty garage.
If I just showed you a picture of Greg Cody's feet, you'd assume you're looking at a giant.
A gargoyle.
Yeah, you'd like,
No,
oh,
a
this
gargoyle.
Is, this
No,
is
some-
Boban's foot, clearly.
No,
I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm
That's
the
not
only
a-
one that would know it. His feet are very soft.
it's what?
They are.
Oh my God!
That's
I would
impossible.
imagine.
Is that
reptilian.
after it
Oh,
sheds
he
its
has the most
exoskeleton?
experience.
I've touched them twice.
I know, but reptilian. Was it at the Turk-off? You touched his feet.
That's next week.
You touched his feet at the Circle Turk.
Next month.
Is that right? That's lovely.
So come out to our event 17 years ago at the quarter deck for Wani
The spirit of
McStashes.
Mustaches.